So from about the age of 8, I was in therapies off and on, between in program, out program, um, anger management classes, pretty much everything up until about the age of 18, maybe 17. I think is actually when I ended. Um, and I was in and out of facilities to try to help me with my anger, my disabilities, because I have ADHD, post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, ADD, um, ODD, um, anxiety, depression. I have a lot. I have it all. But most of those programs, I would fake my way through. I would act like I was okay, and therefore they would say I was doing good, and they would send me home even though I wasn't treated and I wasn't doing any better. Um, but that private school I went to that I lived in was also a in-home therapy, um, sort of. I lived at the schoolish facility where I received schooling and I received therapy the rest of the day. Um, Not all of it, but a good at least 2 to 3 hours a day, every day, Monday through Sunday. It was very intense. It was a very long time, like I said, 2 years. For a year of it, I tried to do my normal, faking my way through. I almost succeeded, but about maybe a month before I probably would have succeeded, I screwed up and I went back to my old ways, and they realized that I was faking my way through, and so did I. Um, and me and my therapist sat down for a good 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, and he basically said, you know what? If you want to change, you got to do this. If you want to become a better person, you have to do this. No one's going to do it for you. And I think that's about the time where it dawned on me, I really do need to change. I can't keep faking my way through life. I can't keep faking my way through this therapy. I'm going to have to sit down and do it. I'm going to have to buckle up, endure the ride, and get through it and become a better person. And I did. For the next year, again, I went through starting therapy completely over, and I went through it all over again. And I got to about the same point where I was the time when I screwed up, and I went to my peers to ask for what we call a level advancement, which is where you go from, I think I was going from level 4 to level 5, and level 5 is where you start preparing to go back home, go back into the real world. And they were concerned, which I don't blame them for. They were concerned that I was faking it again. And I realized that no matter how much I try to prove it, I couldn't because I screwed up already. But with good faith, they advanced me, and I was able to start preparing to come home. I finished that level. About that time is when I graduated 6 months early. It was actually both my graduation from school and the therapy system that and my parents came down from Tooele to come to that, and I was able to go home. It was a very incredible experience. being there because it really changed me. I was learned to control my disabilities to the point where even now, back when I was there, I was on I think 2 to 3 medications on pretty decent doses. Um, Now I am on one medication with the smallest dose. And it's just been an amazing experience to see the difference that from before therapy to therapy now. Um, if people saw me before I went to therapy, they would, if they were to describe me, they would say spoiled brat, selfish, rude, arrogant, just all sorts of horrible things. And for those of them that have seen me that way and have seen me now, most of them can't believe the change. They're always complimenting me on how much I've changed. Even my parents now, they can still see the growth that I've taken on. And it's been really helpful to go through that program. And it was a lifesaver because if I hadn't gone through there, I don't know where I'd be today. It was just such a miracle in my life.